Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm Crystal, Energetic Alchemist, and today we're going to go ahead and launch our Toolbox series. The Toolbox is a kind of like grab bag for all of the Ascension tools that are needed to kind of get through all of these new energies. It's really exciting, and I'm really excited to be able to put everything together in a sort of comprehensive way for those that are maybe new to their spiritual journey, or those that are not new but maybe going through some processing stuff, and maybe your tools that you normally use to get through those days aren't really working for you. So we've put together an extensive list of things that I've been using over the years, and what we're going to do is we are going to release these videos that go into explanation on not a general way to do it per se, but maybe my way to do it, and you can take it and mold it in whatever way works for you so that you can get the most out of it. My goal in doing this is just to help people find a little bit of relief. The energies that are coming in are extremely strong, and I know it's bringing up a lot of heavy stuff for a lot of people. And in a channel this morning for a friend, I was given some really good information about processing, doing the work per se, releasing the things that no longer serve you. And what Auxil is saying is that you really don't have to go back and rehash all of these things that have caused you to define yourself in certain ways, or have caused you to define maybe love or money, abundance, family life. We don't have to stay in those old vibrations. And the energy that's coming in right now is so supportive of us really letting go and moving past all of this. And that's what's really prompted me to start making these videos. So I hope you guys enjoy. One of the things that we're going to talk about today, we'll get to the tool in just a minute, but I want to get in depth a little bit more on releasing. A lot of times these new waves of energy that are coming in are pushing you to let go of things that no longer serve you. And if the energy of the universe is guiding you into releasing or healing something, it really is in your best interest to do so. Part of the resistance that I'm seeing a lot within my clients and friends and people who are trying to figure this all out is that you ignore those internal nudges. You ignore those inspiration, like an inspiration to act. So this weekend I was given an inspiration to let something go that for me still holds a lot of pain. And I have defined myself by this scenario that showed up in my life, and I've avoided healing it because my thoughts around it have always been, it's very hurtful, it's very painful, it's very big, and it's scary, and it's something that I don't know if I can shift on my own. And through meditation, I've realized that this is all just a definition that I've put around a circumstance that I keep continuing to define certain things in my life by. So whether you have blockages around abundance, blockages around love, blockages around your spiritual growth, whatever it may be, what we are being guided to do is to really start to redefine these things. You don't have to work at anything, but what you do have to do, if you would like this to change and shift for your growth and to better your life, we really have to start to define these things in different ways. So for instance, if you're struggling a little bit with money and fear keeps coming up maybe around bills that are due, or maybe you want something and you just don't know how to make it happen, or you really need a vacation and you can't figure out how to kind of set it all into motion. What they're saying is to take a step back in the moment that the fear presents itself and choose from your highest place what you want to believe in that moment. So a perfect example for me is I yesterday was driving to work, and while I was driving to work, I had some fear show up around abundance, around money. And in that moment, I stopped myself and I said, no, fear has no place within me anymore. And I kind of just took a couple of deep breaths and I said, okay, Crystal, what do you want this to be? What do you want this to be defined as moving forward from who you are now? And I decided in that moment I didn't want fear, so I was going to let that go. And I wanted to choose in that moment to believe that the universe is always taking care of me. So I said a couple of affirmations like that to myself. That I'm always taken care of. This is so silly. Man, this really is so silly, because I really am always taken care of. And I kind of put that fear and that stress around abundance into perspective, because bills always get paid, you know, and there's no reason to get in an emotionally resistant space and attract things that I don't want. So what I noticed is after doing that, within minutes, my entire day shifted. Things just started flowing to me. Things just started showing up, and I felt great. And it was a really nice shift. And I know in my heart, with everything I am, that that was because in the now moment, I chose to define myself differently. And in my meditation this morning, that's exactly what Auxil said. He said, stay in the now moment and choose from your highest version of yourself what you're going to define yourself as going forward. Isn't that beautiful? Because we don't have to rehash the things that made me feel a lack of abundance. I didn't need to go into that emotion or that timestamp in my life and shift it from going into that place that brought me that unease. I didn't have to do that. I just, when it came up in the moment, used my focus, my awareness, and my conscious choice to be of a higher vibration. And because of that, I manifested differently yesterday. That's the work, right? That's all we need. It's not these huge quantum leaps. It's these small shifts in consciousness that allow you to begin to perceive yourself and your life differently. And it's beautiful. And this goes straight back to my video that I posted a week or two ago about, is contrast really needed? Well, yes, contrast is a necessity, because within the duality that we're living in now, and it's changing, it won't always be here, but right now we're in a duality. Our world exists of light and dark, good and bad, what you want, what you don't want. In every vibration, in every situation, there's what you don't want, which allows you to truly understand what you do want. So while this duality is still around us and still existent, why not use it to our benefit? Why not truly be aware in as many moments of your day as you can of the decisions that you're making based on the vibrations that you're emitting, and see what shows up? Let me know. Let me know what works for you and what you think. This has been an amazing little thing that I've been working with yesterday, and then channeling this morning for a friend. To feel it come through that much more strong is just kind of the re-emphasis in the fact that this is real, and this is a beautiful way to work within the energies of your life. So Now, let's get to the toolbox. So because this is the first video that I'm doing on the toolbox, it's such a beautiful day here in Texas, y'all. At the end of the video, I'll show you the backyard and the trail and everything, and you'll get to see. I don't know if y'all have been to Texas or not. Wind blown. But I'm here in Austin, and Austin is such a gorgeous city. Such a gorgeous city. I mean, as far as nature goes and the weather, it's just amazing. But toolbox. So I'm going to go through some of the tools here, and we'll start with one today and we'll explain it, and then I'll post up the toolbox videos consistently moving forward. And these can all be used. If they help you, they help you. If they don't, they don't. This is just the things that I used over the years to really help me through the ascension process, especially when I was releasing, or as I would like to say now, choosing differently. Okay, toolbox. Meditation, listing positive aspects, writing letters to the universe, chakra work, binaural beats, guided imagery, EFT tapping, journaling, mirror gazing, affirmations, intention candles, segment intending, crystal bowls, scripting, focus wheels, grounding, walking meditation, clean eating, music, body movements, yoga, reading, channeling and listening to others' channels, saging my space and myself, crystals, water, fasting or intermittent fasting, videos on consciousness and TED Talks, sun gazing, and moon water. So we'll go through all of these, and I'll explain what I use them for and what I do with it and how it helps me and affects my vibration and my mood and my shifts. But today, the first one we're going to talk about is meditation. I think a lot of people have this perception of meditation that it needs to be something extravagant or life-changing or hard, that it's difficult, that only people who are of this enlightened caliber can really truly do it. And meditation has been such a wonderful practice for me because this is actually what woke me up. It is what awakened the light code and the light language and allowed me to open the door to more channeling. I always saw spirits when I was younger. I grew up seeing ghosts and elementals and inner earth beings, and probably some other things that I really didn't understand at the time. And I grew up really fearful around it. And as I began meditating and playing with meditation, I found myself understanding energy and source energy more than anything, and my place in it, which really changed everything for me. So what I do is I like to meditate first thing in the morning. Auxil says this is the best time to meditate, primarily because of the fact that your brain is not completely fully turned on. So I'll wake up in the morning and I'll grab a cup of coffee and some water, and I'll get comfortable on my couch and I'll sit down and I will start to count my breaths, or I'll put on some really soft music for 15-20 minutes. A lot of people have the belief that it is to shut down the mind and go into a no thought. And if that works for you, that's absolutely fine. I'm a firm believer in if something works for you, you should definitely be doing it, and you should be doing it all the time. But no thought doesn't really work for me, and it really never has. Especially being a channel, because if it's not my own thoughts, I'm always receiving information. So shutting down thought can actually block you from your guidance. And the whole purpose for me when I meditate is to connect to that guidance, to connect into that energy flow. So a really great way to meditate that I have found, where I don't necessarily have to shut down my mind, is to go into my heart. And so in the beginning, when I didn't really know how to tap into my heart space, I would sit in meditation with some music, and I would just put my hands right on my heart center. Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring my attention and my focus into the energy in this area. And I couldn't feel it without touching it in the beginning. So I put my hands here, and I would go through my morning music or my morning breathing sessions with just feeling the sensation of the heart center. And I would feel it really start to open. I would get overwhelming feelings of love and joy. And sometimes I would get choked up and, you know, kind of have to breathe through it, knowing I'm releasing something. But I really focused in my meditations on going into my heart center and connecting to all that is. It wasn't about shutting down my mind. It wasn't about being quiet to get some sort of an answer. It was about feeling through my heart what pure source energy feels like and getting used to that feeling, so that when I go out into the world and into my day, not only was I able to get into a space of being able to bring that out for other people and for the world, and just really projecting that sort of energy from my heart center, but I knew what it felt like, so that when I was in a place where I was experiencing resistance, or, you know, maybe some days I have some sloppy thinking and I can't just focus on the things that really matter, and maybe I'm getting caught up in the 3D world, or drama around me, or, you know, traffic and you're running late, or whatever, the human stuff. When I was able to get used to the feeling of what source energy felt like in those moments of resistance, I was able to bring myself back. And I think that has probably had one of the greatest shifts on my consciousness this entire time. So give it a try. First thing in the morning, before your brain is fully activated, because it's easier to get into that heart space. It's easier to get into that feeling of source. Because when you sleep, that's where you go. That's what you do. So allow yourself some time in the morning. Be consistent. Do it every single day. And if you have to wake up 15 minutes earlier, it's worth it. Do it. But yeah, so give yourself some time. Put on music if you want. Another really good thing that I learned from the Abraham Hicks meditations was counting my breath. So I'll count 1, 2, 3 in, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out. Counting my breath allowed me to stop my mind back when I was still believing that that was something that I needed to do. But play around with it and see what works. You can't go wrong at all. Trying is definitely the avenue to finding out what works for you. So that is the first tool in the toolbox. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. Here, let me show you how gorgeous it is out here. Oh, I can't turn it around. Okay, here we go. Whoa, Texas. So beautiful. Enjoy the rest of your day, y'all. We'll be talking soon. Bye.